The Super Media Bros podcast is a founding member of the OddPods Media Network.
Super Media Bros.
The fact that for a long time it was only reported to be under a $200 budget, and then we find out the actual budget.
Tell me how much.
$85. Welcome to the Super Media Bros podcast, where two best friends give comedically informative takes on movies, music, wrestling, and more. I'm Richie.
And I'm Devin.
This is episode 284, and we are talking about who killed Captain Alex on the inaugural episode of Cult Cinema Saturday.
Woo!
Cult Cinema Saturday, for those of you that are not familiar with the program, is an offshoot of our Cult Cinema Showdown series where we would take two cult films and stick them head to head and see who wins. This is more of a focus on singular films that have either appeared in the Showdown series before or have never been talked about whatsoever. We're kicking it off with one that has been talked about before, but never with the two of us. And holy fuck, it's about time that we did a rewatch on this, because I haven't actually watched this in a very long time.
Same.
And goddamn, this was one of the first movies that Devin and I actually sat and bullshitted over together when we met. And a slew of movies like Samurai Cop and The Story of Ricky and all this other shit, dude, which that needs to happen soon too.
Absolutely.
But Who Killed Captain Alex is just a fucking phenomenon of a movie from Uganda. We're not kidding. And they aren't either. It is from a production company in Wakaliwood called Ramon Film Productions. And this movie legitimately was made on a budget of $85.
I love it.
I do too. This is the type of shit I live for, because, you know, fucking Ratatouille, anybody can cook. Like this is the anybody can cook of movies.
Yeah. There's something that's sort of inspiring because, you know, not to go too far down a rabbit hole here, but when it comes to music or comic books, like you and I were just bullshitting a minute ago about a comic book that I'm in the midst of writing right now. And it's one of those things where I'm my own worst enemy with it, because I'll beat myself up over my own quality of writing, whether it is lyrics or tempos or comics, anything, to the point where a lot of times I get overwhelmed by my own self and I just shut down and I quit, which is a horrible mistake. I don't want anybody else to be doing that. But you look at this and they were just like, we want to make a movie. What do you want to make? Action movie. All right, well, y'all don't have fuck. Y'all are broke as shit. And you're in a third world country. I don't care, I'm making a movie. What do we have over here? We have a couple of camo t-shirts and some toy guns. Fuck it.
Spray paint the shit black. Let's get a fucking green screen. Like, let's pull our budget. And I can guarantee you, if I was putting money on this statement, I guarantee most of that $85 budget went to that green screen.
Probably, dude.
Because those sheets, really, believe this or not, anybody out there listening, you should, by all intents and purposes, be able to just dye a blanket or something that shade of green. But I know, because a friend of mine and I have purchased a green screen sheet before, and they're like $50 fucking dollars.
Yeah. No, I bought one in high school just because I've always wanted to make a movie and never got around to it. But yeah, no, $50 sounds about right. And I don't know, there's just something that's kind of wholesome, and I don't know, like it just fills me with so much happiness to see that, as dumb as this movie is, at least it got made. That's more than what would you say, 70% of the human population can say?
Right. And I think because it was literally no budget and all heart, I think that's why it got completed in the first place.
Yeah.
Because let's talk a little bit about that. The director of this movie, Nabwana Isaac Jeffrey Godfrey, this man had a dream to do this movie because of obviously his love for Hollywood action films and martial arts movies and stuff, which I should note that I did talk about this with you like off air, how It's almost kind of how in Tropic Thunder, how that country or that part of the world had fucking only the one VHS copy of Simple Jack.
Yeah, and
it's like that was what they fucking watched because it's what they had.
And you can kind of tell that he does have a love for Hollywood movies because there's so many shots in here that it's very amateur, sure, but it's like the shot of them being under the steps while that dude is crossing that bridge and they shoot him from underneath. Like, dude, that's straight out of so many action movies.
Right. And here's the fucking cool part. Also, he built like the computer that he edited this on. He built it out of fucking scrap parts.
This is not one of those cases where, you know, we take one of these movies that have little to no budget and we're like, this is stupid. Whoever wrote this is stupid. At no point is the script incompetent.
Oh, God, no.
It's actually almost elementary in terms of point A to point B to C, D, all the way through Z, you know. I still don't know who killed Captain Alex.
Right, exactly.
And it's not to say that there's not a lot of silliness involved, but it all feels tongue-in-cheek silly.
I think that's the whole fucking point, too. Because even though some of the scenes like in here, like for the helicopter scenes, like he filmed those based on his experience in the Ugandan Bush War, where he was chased by a helicopter with his brother. Now, for those of you out there that don't know, squibs are what they use to simulate like bullet impact with blood spray on a body or whatever. They fucking made these with ketchup, food coloring, and condoms.
Did they really?
Yep, and they would tie them to fishing lines and tape them to the actor's chest and like pull them like when it would happen. Aside from the CG stuff that we saw.
Yeah.
They had to get rid of the cow blood that they were using because one of the actors developed a disease from it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fucking funny because I mean, goddamn, it's like Mediterranean fever is what it's known as. Like it's what it's called. It's if you drink unpasteurized milk from an infected animal or come in contact with blood. So like they definitely were fucking gorillaing the shit out of this movie. But the appeal of this movie, which we're about to get into, like the bulk of it, is because in order to save space on this hard drive, every time he would make a cut to the film or an edit, he would have to erase it and fucking like save the new cut. So in order to reappropriate it for a Western audience, he hired VJ EMMIE to provide an English commentary track on the film. This is the only version that exists because the hard drive got fucking erased so he could make his next movie, and he neglected to save a separate cut without Emmy's shit on it. So
I'm so glad.
I am too, because it is the reason this movie is as watchable and funny as it is. Because I will be honest, if that weren't on here, I don't think this movie would be as well known as it is.
Oh God, no. So much of the charm of it, which is so funny because there's so much charm with the actors in terms of like, particularly the brother that becomes the main character midway through the movie.
Who is known, I fucking looked it up, Bruce Yu, as in like Bruce Lee, but Bruce Yu.
My God.
He is Captain Alex's brother and a Shaolin martial artist, which I think is funny because at one point VJ EMMIE says, "Everybody in Uganda know Kung Fu."
Yeah.
And I fucking died when he said that. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what a VJ is, it's a video joker, and a video joker is essentially like a one-man Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of guy who's offering up a comedic commentary track, but is also kind of giving you the plot of the movie if you're not understanding or following what's going on. He kind of dumbs it down for you, which I don't know what that says about us as an American audience.
To be fair, though, I think I would be in so much awe at like the cheapness of this movie. I feel like I would lose track of so much.
It's like when you showed your boy this movie and he just sat on the couch agape the whole fucking time.
Shout out to Buckaloo, because this was about, 4 years ago. It was a few day period where he just kept coming to my apartment every day. Because you remember, I used to work graveyards. So during the day, you know, I was also not insomniac, but I don't know. I just didn't sleep much. But he would show up like every day for like a few days at a time. And we would watch movies. And it was, I remember distinctly, it was movies that he had never seen before. Whiplash, Ghost in the Shell 2, and this.
What a trio of fucking movies, dude.
That's the thing, is because he loves Ghost in the Shell, and he was like, I did not know that they had a sequel. And I was like, Innocence? Yeah, dude, it's fucking fire. Whiplash, he loved. He was like, why have I never heard of this? And I was like, it's just one of those smaller Oscar bait movies, but it's fucking wonderful. Ghost in the Shell slapped. And we get to this, and I'm like, you ready for the coup de grace? And he's like, dude, yeah, what? How do we top what we've already seen? I said, who killed Captain Alex? And he's like, what is that? I was like, bruh, you ever seen Saving Private Ryan? He goes, yeah. I go, it's nothing like that. And he goes, okay. So I put it on, and I just slowly look at him before I press play. I said, it's an action movie. It's like, okay. I said, it was filmed in Uganda. He goes, what? Less than $200. Devin, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Dude, I pressed play, and he was just sitting there, like, leaned back in my couch. I have this core memory instilled in my brain of him just, like, sinking into my couch, neck upright. Like, he has no chin. He has negative chin. His head to neck ratio is like Ed from Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
God.
And how it's just, like, his head goes into his neck.
Yeah.
There's no chin. That's him.
Oh, God.
So I guess his trachea was up in the air, and his mouth is just gaped. His eyelids look uncircumcised because they were just low. And he was just like, the whole time.
And to be fair, the first time I saw this, I was sort of like that, except I laughed my fucking ass off, and I still laugh my ass off watching this. If you watch this movie, it is on YouTube for free. They uploaded it years ago. If you don't count the opening text and the maybe minute and a half of like behind the scenes footage and the credits,
yes,
this is a very lean 1 hour and 3 minute watch.
There's no fat.
No, this movie is highly fucking entertaining front to back because of VJ EMMIE, who introduces himself at the top of the fucking film. The movie plot itself involves Captain Alex, who is the most decorated officer in the Uganda People's Defense Force, and he is trying to capture a crime boss of the Tiger Mafia named Richard. No relation here.
No, don't lie to me. It was you.
It was me. Tiger Mafia. That's me. They basically control the drug trade in the country. So Alex goes to fucking Wakaliwood, and he is trying to get his brother during an operation. And Richard is like sending a spy, which is a female, who is trying to like, basically she's sleeping with him to get him vulnerable for kidnapping. And there is so much shit that happens, like dialogue-wise, that VJ EMMIE is just like giving. Like you can see the dialogue like in subtitles happening, but then VJ EMMIE's dialogue is in yellow, and it's very obviously like the volume is higher.
Yeah, it definitely comes off like you said, Mystery Science Theater, or for my generation, Beavis and Butthead.
A little bit, because in the opening shot, like they're walking, and it's just this open pool of water that they're walking in.
Mm-hmm. And
then one guy is just like, I want people over here and I want people to watch over there. But VJ EMMIE's like, I want bitches here and the ball and we built a football field here. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? And that motherfucker laughs like that all through the fucking movie.
Dude, and then like to throw it all off too is because you were talking about like, I think the American audience must be dumb if we need it dumbed down this much. Dude, whenever they started like taking the fucking the little pick and started like picking under the water and everything, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to show some ignorance here. I have no idea what the fuck they were doing. I cannot make heads or tail of what that was. Is that a Ugandan thing, or is that like...
I have no clue.
Okay, so it's definitely a Uganda thing.
Either that, or he was trying to like fucking like poke a hole enough to where the water could drain down under it. I don't know. But what I do know is that the military mixer, if you want to call it that, this motherfucker here, this looks like and anybody that is from our hometown that may listen to this episode will get this. A lot of you will not. There is a Mexican restaurant here called Cancun, and I swear to God, the inside of this room that they are in, that they're having dinner and a DJ and a fucking karaoke at. This place looks 10 times more fancy than Cancun Mexican restaurant here in our town. And my God, when Alex rolls in there like a fight breaks out, and there are people just getting smacked the fuck around, and the camera trickery to make this bitch behind the bar disappear when she gets a whole fucking tequila bottle just yeeted at her. She said, it fucking smashes everywhere.
Hey, you know what though? Shouts out to fucking Cancun though. If you guys ever come to Lake Charles for some weird unbeknownst reason, go to Cancun and Lake Charles. It's on Ryan Street. That shit is fire.
Yum. I have to fucking point this out because Jesus Christ, man, there's always some fucked up shit that happens in this movie. And when I say fucked up, I'm talking like VJ EMMIE just does not miss with his literal punch line. This chick walks up to this one dude and he gets pissed and he just fucking smacks the fuck out of her. And as soon as he hits her, VJ EMMIE without missing a beat, welcome to Uganda. Like, fuck, dude.
Dude, there was also that scene where, oh my God, the dude was like, he called that woman a bitch and she's like, who's the bitch? He shoots her and without missing a beat, he goes, you're the bitch.
Yeah.
Bro.
Fuck, dude.
Shit was fucking hilarious. I have to assume he has seen the movie several times, right?
EMMIE?
Yeah.
Had to have. There's no way.
Dude, there is no way he was that quick with it.
Right. Unless he just went back and he was like, oh, I'm going to edit this and put it in there and just drop it. Because as the movie rolls forward, he tells you, he's like, you were watching Who Killed Captain Alex, the first action movie in Uganda and all this other shit. And let's get into some of the action, mind you.
Oh, yes.
When Alex's brother, Bruce Yu, who is the Ugandan Shaolin monk, shows up after Captain Alex gets killed. We don't even know who killed Captain Alex because there's the fucking reason the movie is called this. There is a lot of fucking like ridiculous shootout kung fu wild bullshit where they are shaking their arms to like, you know, simulate the guns are going off. But in post, they did a pretty decent job of putting some effects over this shit to make it look like they were firing off some fucking live rounds.
Yeah, the gun effects are pretty, you know, they did what they could. It's the blood effects that kill me because like the camera is shaking, but the blood is still in the same exact spot, so it's
fixed.
It's fucking great.
Dude falls over, but blood's coming out of the wall and shit.
Yeah, like I fucking died.
And the whole time this is happening, fucking VJ EMMIE, whoa! Watch this. Dude fucking blows up.
Greatest action movie ever.
Yeah, he's like, movie.
movie.
Dude fucking rolling down the hill doing a barrel roll with a gun. Movie. The movie is on.
Watch this.
Yeah. Oh no, watch this. Welcome to Uganda. Just
Dude,
like, what the fuck, bro?
Oh, it's fucking wonderful, man. What the fuck?
Yeah, he gives this entire dialogue to Bruce Yu, who shows up after Alex is killed, because he is in search of whoever killed him.
Mm-hmm.
And he finds this chick who is the woman that got him fucking killed. They wound up shooting her and leaving her for dead.
That's fire.
Right? Literally. He finds her and he's like, well, is that a bullet wound? She's like, yeah. He's fucking trying to like cook a fish.
Yeah, and he's just talking to her like she's a nobody, not going through anything at all.
Right. And she eats the fish. Like, she eats his fish that he cooks. And she keeps fucking him over. Like, he's trying to find food to eat because he's camped out trying to find this base or whatever. And there's a scene where he's fishing and he's like, finally, I can eat. Because he catches a fish and he puts it down by his shoes. And then she walks up and she picks it up. She's like, can I eat this too? And then it just wide shot zoom in on him, pissed off, looking back at her. What the fuck? That has made the rounds on the internet as a meme. Like dude on the dude at the shore, like at the water, turned around saying, what the fuck? And like cut off. Love it.
Dude, it's so good. But that's what I was getting at earlier is like the video Joker adds so much to this movie, but the brother actually looks like he would be a charming but funny dude. Like, even if you did cut it out, he would still, in his own right, have some moments of that, but like, dude, Emmy adds so much to it.
He really does. And to be very fair, you pointed something out towards probably like a little after the halfway mark.
Mm.
You do sort of lose what is going on.
Yes.
Because there are so many extras at certain points where outside of Richard and Alex and Bruce, if you don't know to look for them, you don't know who's on whose team, who's on whose side.
There's no real uniform.
And it's because they had to all share some of the same costumes because they all provided their own costumes. Yes. Hell, one guy wore the same ski mask in 2 shots so he could portray 2 different people.
That, and also like the quality of the footage is very grainy. And so if you don't know these people personally or even professionally, then you just see these kind of like grainy faces. So it's just kind of like, I can't tell who I'm looking at.
Right. And I think if they would have been like, hey, let's get the Tiger Mafia to wear like white camo.
Yeah.
Let's get the Tiger Mafia to wear like the white camo, or hell, orange and black camo
that
tiger.
Perfect.
Right. And let's get, Captain Alex's troops like, I don't know, fucking red and black or green. It's like for traditional fatigue, maybe.
Yeah. But then Captain Alex himself, as he does in the movie, wears the white.
Sure. And that's why you're like, oh, that's fucking him. And even every time he comes on the screen, VJ EMMIE's like, this is Captain Alex. Like, he's making sure to point him out so you know who the fuck he is, because I think even he was like, wait, who the fuck are these people?
Right. And also, it comes across like it's a small village.
I'm pretty fucking sure it is, because at the very beginning of the movie, it says that Nabwana had no idea that this movie would ever be shown to literally anybody outside of his village that he shot this in.
They probably all look alike to us because they're probably all related in some fashion.
Like a lot of people are families or like close friends, family. Like they all know each other.
Yeah.
Because I can't remember how many people that they said were involved in this production, but I know it was a very small amount. And it was basically, like you said, it's an entire village. Everybody knows everybody. There's, I'm sure family is sprinkled in.
Oh, yeah. It's probably a whole lot of fucking brothers, sisters, and cousins involved in this. And so, you have 2 dumb white boys that don't know these people, don't know their backstories, don't know them as actors. And we're just like, who the fuck are all of you?
Right? It's all family.
Which, awesome. I wish I was close enough with my family to make a movie with.
No shit. I wish I had family to make a movie with. Yeah. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the back half of this movie and a little bit more insight to the goings-on of it. You're listening to the Super Media Bros podcast on the OddPods Media Network. Don't go anywhere, or we're going to blow you up like the fucking Tiger Mafia.
Hi, I'm Lauren.
And I'm John.
And we host the Beard Owl podcast. The podcast where we talk about 2 of the greatest things in the world, beer and Weird Al.
And a bunch of other stuff.
That's right. Do you like nostalgia? Do you like sibling banter? Do you like beer? Do you like Weird Al? Are you human?
If you answered yes to any of those questions, give us a listen. Become one of our loyal commenters.
The podcast is on. The podcast is on.
Audio.
Radio. Radio Joker. Now, there is a guy in here, and I never realized this, like, until you actually go look at the fucking cast of the movie, because some of the camera operators are, like, being labeled as Rocky, Vicky, Tom Cruise, John Cena.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, a lot of people are, like, trying to, like, change this up, I guess, but...
Where are you reading this?
Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true, but it's definitely on the internet, and it's kind of funny.
That's what I'm laughing about. What site has Tom Cruise and John Cena listed as a guest?
Fucking IMDb and Wikipedia and shit. It's ridiculous. I fucking
love the internet.
I do too, man.
Oh, God, that's gas.
Right? So in the back half of this movie, the UPDF does not have a leader, and they can't figure out how to get Richard. Like, they need to capture him. So they bring in this new military commander, and he's like, you know what? We're going to attack a schoolhouse, and that's because that's the mafia's base. Like, we're going to attack this fucking schoolhouse. And then, like, Richard is, like, hearing the meeting on this phone because there's, like, a police officer who was, like, a double agent or some shit. And he's like, well, we're gonna fucking head him off and, you know, fuck this attack up. So he gets his people to steal a fucking helicopter. And let me tell you, this helicopter gag is probably the best part of this whole fucking movie.
That is a great, well-built fucking piece of machinery right there.
I am telling you, it dropped the bomb on so many fucking... It leveled several buildings and just dropped and fucking came back. Oh my God, the massive explosions that this motherfucker let off.
Oh, and the paint job? Bro.
It's too sweet. So they get this fucking, they get this helicopter, and it's just blowing shit up to be a distraction while the Tiger Mafia is at war with the rest of Captain Alex's fucking crew and Bruce Yu. And it's the back end of the movie where shit just starts going off. There's more fucking gun kills and fucking trees getting blown up and VJ EMMIE going off his fucking rocker. The one fucking dude telling the guy in the helicopter to drop the bomb. He's like, man, he's killing us. The man is killing us. Just fucking screaming. And he's like, drop the bomb. Drop it now. Fucking blows this shit up out of this building. And you can tell it's a still image. The same fly in, drop, and fly out shot of the helicopter that's gotten used probably 6 times at this point. And it's just like some layered, like, quote, explosives.
Yeah.
And they kind of clip art, pixelate, destroy this building to the floor.
And it was at this moment I kind of realized, like, you know, this movie is about an hour long. And the action to plot ratio is actually pretty solid. Like, if you said to me, like, yeah, we are labeling this as an action movie, and then you just gave it to me, I'd be like, well, I mean,
you ain't wrong.
No, there's certainly, like, a lot of action in it. And not to say that it doesn't have downtime. It does, but, like, it's quick, you know? I've seen big Hollywood blockbuster action movies that have less action in a longer movie.
In fact, I'd be willing to bet that the majority of this movie's action is the exact same amount of action in a longer movie in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking unreal.
Yeah, and dare I say there's more action than dialogue sequence in this fucking movie?
Probably. Like,
if not, it's right down the middle.
Yeah, I would love to actually take my laptop. This is going to be such a tedious thing to do, but fuck it, we'll get one of the listeners to do it for us. Somebody who has the time and no friends, no family, no life.
You ain't got nobody but us because you listen to us every week. We are your friends.
Yeah, do us a solid. Write out every line of dialogue from Mad Max Fury Road and write down every line of dialogue from this and send us the 2 PDF files. I want to know which movie speaks more. Because, like, yeah, I can see it. Do we count Emmy as dialogue?
You're goddamn right we do.
Okay, yeah. Then if we're counting Emmy, yeah, I would not assume it's too far off.
No, I wouldn't either.
To
circle back around to something, like a point that I want to make to that, like after we finish this, because the movie is about over. So what happens is after all this war and bloodshed happened, Richard's finally shot and they capture him. And he swears revenge in the sequel, as VJ EMMIE has said, before he's captured. And the Ugandan government places Kampala under martial law. And then the film just ends as Video Joker thanks the audience for watching. Now, they are shooting a sequel to this as of August 2022.
Oh, please let the quality be shit.
Right? Because I did want to make this point. So, like, this movie, imagine this movie with an actual budget and actual props and practical effects. A good budget for visual effects, like after shots and stuff. Just imagine. It doesn't have to be $1 million. It doesn't even have to be fucking $500,000. Imagine this movie with $100,000 for its budget. What could it do that $85 did?
Yeah, you know, initially I would have wanted it to be shitty because I want it to feel like a sequel to this, but the actual wholesome side of me, the part that isn't saying, yes, give me more of what I saw here, the actual like person that wants to see movies and people that love filmmaking, that part of me is like, dude, what a story.
Right? Like, give me a sequel in the vein of like what this movie could be with a budget.
Yeah.
Give the sequel the budget and make the movie you wanted to make the first go around, but actually make it a sequel. Don't do a remake. Make it a true sequel.
Right. Unless you wanted to do, unless he actually said, look, the only version of this was with the video Joker. Let's do it without, which I think would be a mistake personally. I want the video Joker to be back for the sequel, but I understand you can't have everything you want in life. I don't even know if that dude is still alive.
Who, VJ EMMIE?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Okay. But I was going to say, though, let the sequel be a sequel reboot where make it 2 hours. The first half, what you wanted the first movie to be. Second half to be what you think the sequel would be.
Sure. That sounds fucking cool. Oh, fuck. I forgot to mention this.
Mhm.
So there are panpipe covers of Kiss from a Rose
Yeah, all
that
through the
plays the
fucking
whole
movie.
time. And then there's like a piano cover of Mamma Mia from ABBA that fucking plays during the karaoke scene. And Jesus fucking Christ, the first time I watched this, I was like, is that fucking Seal on panpipes? Is that a fucking panpipe or an ocarina? Like, what the fuck is this shit? I was waiting on Link to pop up on the side of the screen being like, take me away. You know, like fucking like, just whisk him to a different fucking thing. It's like, shit, dude. That's fucking Kiss from Rose a lot in this movie.
So much.
Yeah, but it's so charming. It's
Yeah.
so fucking great, man. Who Killed Captain Alex is something to behold. It is something to watch with a group of people. Hell, you could watch it by yourself, but I don't think you would get quite as much enjoyment as you would with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
We sat and watched this with my fucking teenage son for the first time today, and he fucking loved it. This child who normally just looks at the shit we watch and he's like, Dad, what the fuck is this shit?
Why do you get paid to watch this and then talk about it?
Yeah, he's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, he literally, I don't remember what fucking movie it was. This was like a few cinema showdowns ago.
Uh-huh.
And he was just, he came out of his room texting and he looks up and he watches like 10 seconds of the movie and he goes, oh, fuck this. I'm going back to bed.
When was this?
This was a while back, dude. But we sat in the living room and he's looking up. And I think this also has to do with, you know, again, VJ EMMIE, the quickness of the film and just the pacing.
Mm-hmm.
He was not bored. He was like, oh, fuck, shit, grabbing the remote to rewind parts. When you get my son to rewind parts, hell, when you get me or you to rewind parts, you've fucking won.
Yeah.
You have won us over in such a fucking way. Dare I say, you and your friends will be doing this exact shit with Who Killed Captain Alex. It's actually available on Arrow Video streaming platform and Tubi.
Do you think they know?
Wakaliwood?
Yeah.
I would like to think they know, but
I would like to think that they don't know that their movie is streaming on different
Jesus
platforms.
Christ.
I think that's fucking hilarious. Like, nobody ever talked to them about it. Nobody asked for the rights to the film. They just said, just put it on the fucking app.
Well, here's what they do, and this is fucking smart.
Okay.
So Wakaliwood, anytime they complete any of their films, the actors will go door to door with DVD copies of their movie in a 1 week window to make the money back before the film gets bootlegged or sent off to other companies.
That's actually pretty fucking cool. Okay, so it's been about a decade, right? Okay.
Since the film?
Yeah.
It's been 13 years.
13 years. Okay. So let's say that even, let's say 30% of the viewership was either monetized or purchased. 30% is a very low number. They don't even have to worry about it because they already made their profit.
Right.
Okay.
There are a shitload of movies from Wakaliwood.
Mhm.
Ever since Who Killed Captain Alex, and one of which being Bad Black, who I think that may be one of the more well-known titles from them. They actually, here's the fucked up trivia part. Okay. Earlier in the episode, we mentioned that the director had erased his, computer and shit. Okay, so the movie that he made the hard drive space for and lost his other final copy of Who Killed Captain Alex, he actually wound up losing the entirety of the film he was making in that space, and that is now a lost film. Yeah, he basically trashed the other version of Who Killed Captain Alex just to lose the movie he was trying to make in its place.
And what was the title of that? Was it the one that they mentioned in the beginning of this movie?
Yeah, at the ass end of it, where he was like, I think it was like Tabatsu Asula or some shit.
Yeah, dude, I'm just gonna.
Those Who Were Screwed Over is the actual translation of it, which is kind of ironic considering he got screwed over because the fucking power surge destroyed the hard drive that it was on. It's a lost movie. So I mean, Nabwana is Those Who Were Screwed Over, and if you think about it.
Yeah, I just saw the font and I saw the first 2 or 3 letters and I was like, oh, it's Tombstone.
Right? Yeah, sure.
I don't know why.
It's Ralph. It's Ralph again.
Yeah. I don't know. It's my. I don't know. My brain is weird.
If you guys want a context for why we keep saying Ralph or why we mention Ralph, go check out our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3 reviews from a couple months ago, and you'll understand why. That's all we'll say. That's all we'll say.
It's his name.
Sure it is. But yeah, definitely check out Who Killed Captain Alex. Check out Wakaliwood's YouTube channel. They have all kinds of stuff up there. There are tons of fucking movies to choose from, but this is one that fucking started this entire movement for them. It's got over 8 million something views on YouTube.
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy.
To think about that this man thought nobody outside of his village was going to see it, and almost 10 million fucking people have seen this.
Good for him.
Yeah, no shit. That is so fucking cool. That entire fucking crew, all those people, everybody that was in this movie just did a fucking badass job, because it's not like you're not coming into this thing looking for. You're not coming in here being like, oh, I need the acting to be convincing. No, these people are real fucking people, and they're just kind of doing their own thing, and that's the fucking charm.
Yeah, because like I said, a lot of these movies that we watch and review, they are stupid, and a lot of the people involved are actually kind of stupid when you read about them. The people in charge of this one were not dumb. They were just in an unfortunate circumstance. I promise you, if you gave them the resources, they could make something.
Oh my God, they would. And they would do it better than a lot of other motherfuckers that try.
Yeah.
Because they have the passion to do it, and they have the drive and the hunger and the want and the love to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely will be talking about some movies on this series where we're just like, man, fuck this movie. Because it's coming. There are movies out there where it's like, dude, why the fuck? And that's the reason to watch it, is because I can't believe I sat through this. But Who Killed Captain Alex is something that you're going to want to sit through with your friends and your family and whoever else will watch it with you. So come back next week. We're going to be talking about WCW Beach Blast 1993. That's before Bash on the Beach was a thing.
Okay.
The main event is the British Bulldog and Sting versus Sid Vicious and Big Van Vader in a tag team match. In 1993, go figure.
I feel like I've seen this match without having seen it.
Right? It's almost like they've booked this shit somewhere before.
Oh, well.
Yeah, fuck it. But after that, we're actually going to take a week off. We actually have 5 Saturdays in this month. And you know what? Your boys are fucking tired. We deserve a break.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a week off. But have no fear. We are going to come back strong in August. And we've got a shit ton of content to give you for the rest of the year. So keep coming back to hang out with us. But the next Cult Cinema Saturday is going to be the only movie that was directed by Stephen King. Maximum Overdrive. Do you like trucks? Do you like AC/DC? Do you like Emilio Estevez?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're not going to like this movie, but you'll like it probably. But if you want to see a big 18-wheeler with a Green Goblin face on it and Gus Fring robbing the fuck out of a cigarette machine, come hang out with us and, talk about / watch Maximum Overdrive with us. This is going to be a good time. Until then, visit supermediabrospodcast.com for past, present, and future episodes. Check out all the other shows on the OddPods Media Network by visiting oddpodsmedia.com. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on social media. Go get the Brother Mania Super Media Bros t-shirt from our merch store. It's going to be here until August. Brother, go get that shit.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready to get the hell out of here, sir.
Yeah, dude. Let's put on some AC.
Oh, I thought I was, you know what the fucked up part was? I was waiting on the other half to drop because you were talking about the air conditioner. I was sitting here like, he's about to say DC. He's about to say DC.
No. We turn off the air conditioner to record because it's too loud for the mics. It's hot.
Yeah, it do be hot in this bitch. Thanks for hanging out for the first Cult Cinema Saturday. This has been Who Killed Captain Alex. And until next week, I'm Richie.
I'm Devin.
Shades on.
We're off.